Friends, gather around because tonight we're diving into the riveting world of copper tariffs. Look, I know it doesn't exactly scream must-see TV, but this is surprisingly important. President Trump recently signed Executive Order 14220. It demands an investigation into whether copper imports threaten America's national security. Yes, you heard that right. Copper, the metal we use for plumbing and pennies, might be a national security threat. Now, before you switch over to something more exciting like watching paint dry, let me explain why this matters. This executive order is based on Section 232 of the Trade Expansion Act of 1962. Essentially, it lets the president slap tariffs on imports if they threaten national security. Think of it like that friend who always claims their phone is on low battery to avoid lending it out. Except, in this case, the low battery is America's copper supply, and the friend is, well, the entire global market. Now you might be thinking, John, is copper really that important? And the answer, my friends, is a resounding yes. Copper is the unsung hero of the modern world. It's in our electronics, our cars, our renewable energy infrastructure, you name it. It's like the duct tape of the industrial world, holding everything together. And just like that roll of duct tape you've been meaning to replace, America's copper supply might be in a bit of a sticky situation. Copper's importance cannot be overstated. It's a vital component in countless industries, from construction and transportation to defense and energy. Its high conductivity makes it ideal for electrical wiring, while its durability and resistance to corrosion make it perfect for plumbing and other infrastructure. But here's the kicker. America's reliance on foreign copper is substantial. We import nearly half of our copper needs. And while our northern neighbors in Canada are a major supplier, a significant portion also comes from farther afield, including Chile, Peru, and yes, even China. This reliance on imports creates a vulnerability, especially considering the current geopolitical climate. Now imagine a world where a disruption in the global copper supply chain brings American industries to a grinding halt. Construction projects stalled, factories idled, the lights flickering ominously as the national grid strains under the pressure. That's the nightmare scenario the Trump administration is trying to avoid. The investigation triggered by Executive Order 14220 is designed to assess the severity of this threat. If the Commerce Department finds that copper imports do indeed jeopardize national security, the president has a range of options at his disposal. He could impose tariffs on copper imports just like he did with steel and aluminum back in 2018. He could establish import quotas limiting the amount of copper allowed into the country. Or he could even prioritize domestic copper use, reserving American mined copper for critical industries. Section 4. Bracing for impact. Each of these actions would have significant repercussions for businesses and supply chains across the country. Tariffs would drive up the cost of copper, squeezing profit margins and potentially leading to higher prices for consumers. Import quotas could create shortages, forcing businesses to scramble for alternative materials or face production delays, and prioritizing domestic copper use could disadvantage certain industries while benefiting others. The potential fallout isn't limited to American shores either. Our trading partners, particularly those who rely heavily on exporting copper to the United States, would likely retaliate with tariffs of their own. This could spark a trade war, disrupting global commerce and harming economies worldwide. Section 5. The future of American copper. So, what does the future hold for American copper? It's still too early to say for sure. The Commerce Department's investigation is ongoing, and any action taken by the president will depend on their findings. But one thing is certain, the global copper market is changing. Demand is rising, driven by the growth of electric vehicles, renewable energy, and other copper-intensive technologies. At the same time, supplies are becoming increasingly concentrated in a few key countries, raising concerns about potential bottlenecks and price volatility. In this uncertain landscape, one thing is clear: America must secure its copper future.